Hey guys, Incon here. I want to talk a little bit about the most recent announcement from Hi-Rez Stu, talking about the prize distributions for Smite esports and how they're going to be doing it from here on out in the future. They had asked a lot of pro players about how he wanted it to happen. Obviously, because a lot of us are the ones getting paid from Hi-Rez, and they've taken a lot of our advice. And so I wanted to cover some of the highlights from Stu's Reddit post. By the time you watch this video, I don't know if it's going to be buried or gone or whatever. Maybe you've seen the post, but I just kind of want to let you know what it says and kind of how I feel about it. So, he starts off talking about some recent highlights in Smite esports, talking about how our SPL viewership has doubled from the last split, talking about how we've extended from 12 to 16 teams. There's now an esports studio in Atlanta full-time for Smite. That's where we played at against Cloud9. That was the first time that had been used outside of actual LAN setting, right? That was the first time we had a game where it wasn't just for a LAN event. It was like, hey, they brought out for a regular SPL season game, so that was super cool. That's a big thing. Now they can fly teams out for SPL season games if they're going to be really hype games to do in there. So a lot of big stuff, including the Xbox One releasing and the Xbox esports scene growing as well, are all big things for Smite. So what does that mean in terms of pricing, prize distribution, and in terms of players getting paid? So this year they talk about how they've already raised $540,000, and that's not even including the big crowdfunding like we did last year with the Odyssey. There's going to be something like that this year, and that hasn't even happened yet. So and on top of that, there's esports chest, and esports chests have money that goes directly to the players from buying the her Fnatic skin, the AFK Nemesis skin, stuff like that. On top of the fact that there's also the SPL season ticket, which you should be buying because it's really fun to play along and great time. It's only 300 gems, and that also helps as well. So, what's the best way to handle out prize distribution? So last year it was $2.6 million for the first World Championship for Smite, right? And that was super awesome, and it was super hype. But the problem is all of that money essentially went to like 10 players, which is fine, but there's like over 100 players in the Smite Pro scene, and it was kind of a problem where it was this giant tournament that an itty bitty amount of people got, and so the rest of the people didn't really make any money, that much money that year, right? They had a statistic that in Season 1, the top 4 teams in the Smite Pro scene took home over 90% of the total prize pool for the given year. And that's kind of, not very equally distributed, right? If you're the top team, you should be getting more money, but should you be getting that much more money? And that was the question. So what they've done this year is the Smite World Championship is going to be essentially capped at $1 million. So instead of it being like a $4 million prize this year, it's going to be $1 million in the lands throughout the year. There's going to be more lands throughout the year, and there's going to be a better distribution of prizes throughout the year, including all the way down to the bottom teams. So a lot of people are like, hey, is that bad for Smite? What does that mean? Well, as far as being a professional player in Smite, it's a great thing. It means that even if you're coming into the scene and you're not winning that much, you're still going to be making money so you can try to pay your bills. That means more people are going to be able to dedicate more time to pursuing a Smite career, creating a more competitive environment because they're still making enough money. They don't have to be in the top 4 teams to dedicate all their time to Smite because they're going to be able to make enough money regardless. So there's going to be more LAN events, which means there's going to be more fun opportunities for the players to meet up, more events to watch for the viewers. There's going to be still $1 million prize pool for Worlds, which is still a ton of money. First place is still going to get a ton of money. Everybody's going to get a ton of money. But now instead of, this next LAN was going to be like a $75,000 LAN. Now all of a sudden it's like a $150,000 LAN or something crazy. It's like twice as much or something nuts. You can look at the prize distributions on the esports website. But I just wanted to say that I'm really happy with the direction that Smite is taking this. I think that encouraging the scene to grow by promoting more money for teams all the way from the bottom up to the top is a great thing for them to do. There's still super hype around Worlds with it being $1 million. It's going to be a great time. Esports and Smite is going to have huge growth. As long as you guys keep watching it and supporting the players who stream, everything's going to be going sweet, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something today. And as always, have a twitching day, y'all.